Last night was a movie. Just remove it. I don't like when my Facebook be acting up. Come into the room. Last night was a movie. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. All right. We are live everywhere. Awesome. Awesome sauce. Let me know if you can hear me and you can see me. Yeah. Let me know if you can hear me and can see me. All right, that was the only place I couldn't go live. That's fine. So let's come on into the room. Last night was a. Can you let me know in the comments real quick, those of you who are on YouTube, if you can hear me, because it's not showing me your YouTube comments. Oh, there you are, Chiquita Betty, first one up. All right, I see y'all can hear and see me. I just want to come on real quick to say thank you very much. So, for those of you who don't know, well, first, hey, I'm Tiffany the Budgetista, America's favorite financial educator, self-appointed, okay, and a New York Times bestselling author of Get Good with Money, first Black woman on the cover of Money magazine by herself, NAACP award nominee, partial writer of the law, the Budgetista Law, A1414, making financial education mandatory for all middle school students in the state of New Jersey. All the things, you know. Oh, and most recently, one of the stars of the new Netflix documentary called Get Smart with Money, not to be confused with my New York Times bestselling book, Get Good with Money. But I see what they did there. So yeah, I just wanted to, if you got here via the text crew, what is our text thing? I think it's text Budgetista. Text, let me just make sure. Because if you got here via our text crew, that's awesome. And if you're like, text crew, what's that? When I go live or I do something, sometimes I like to send out a text. So if you'd like to receive those texts, certainly go to, after this, go to textbudgetista.com. Everybody got that? Textbudgetista.com. I'm going to put it on the screen real quick for y'all over here. Textbudgetista.com. So you never miss anything. Okay? All right, so let's talk about it. So yesterday, my film, and I say my film because I'm taking ownership, because why not? I'm in it. But certainly I'm not the only one in it. It's called Get Smart with Money, and it's a documentary that followed 4 people, well, really 6, because one of them was a couple, but I'm using people liberally. 4 people on their financial journey, and they were struggling on their financial journey. And they got assigned a coach, and I'm one of the coaches. And so we got to help our, I guess you could say mentee, coachee. What do you call somebody that you're coaching? We just got to help our students, our clients, over the period of about a year. I'm not gonna give away what happened with my student, but she did awesome. She did awesome. The best, if I do say so myself, and I do say so myself. She had a huge transformation at the end. Her name is Arianna. She was amazing. And it was awesome. So I knew it was a Netflix film. I don't even know, maybe for a long time. I've been keeping it a secret because we're not allowed to say. I feel like it's almost been 2 years, maybe a year and a half since we started taping, or the process started. And then last night, I found out 2 weeks ago I could finally share it with the world. And in 2 weeks, my amazing crew, the Unicorn Squad, which is honestly, it was just 4 of us, we put together a premiere party. It happened at NJPAC, and it was amazing, if I do say so myself. And honestly, it was amazing. A little under 200 people came, and physically to NJPAC, which is the New Jersey Performing Arts Center, one of the largest performing arts centers. I think it might be the largest in the state of New Jersey. I don't know. But it's absolutely beautiful. And so we packed the Chase Room. I think it seats 150 typically. We had nearly 200 people come out in person in the rain, which is big, especially for Black folks. So they came out, and then I did virtual invites. And thousands of people showed up for the virtual, which was amazing. I think 3,000 people RSVP'd, and damn near all y'all plus some showed up for the virtual premiere party. I just basically, we didn't stream the film, but we streamed the before and then we streamed the after. And after, so we all gathered. My books were there, Get Good with Money. And what was so special is that there's a bookstore that I grew up going to since high school called Source of Knowledge. It's a Black bookstore here in Newark, New Jersey, where I live. And they're one of the few Black businesses that actually owns their building. Now in Newark, there's so many people in hotels and things that are rushing in, and they've been trying to get that building from those people, but they have held fast and strong, and they own their building. It's a Black-owned family bookstore. And when my publisher, I told them I want to sell books, I have books for sale at the premiere party. And, they were like, well, who do you want? I was like, I want Source of Knowledge, because NJPAC is in Newark. I was born in Newark. I was raised all over Jersey, mostly Westfield, but born in Newark. I live in Newark. I became a school teacher in Newark and taught here in Newark for almost 7 years of my 10-year teaching career. And they said, okay. And so Source of Knowledge set up their book table. They sold a ton of books. Folks, my parents were there. My sisters were there. My niece and nephew were there. Y'all were there. It was just amazing. And then after we watched the film, so the way it works with like a virtual premiere, I can't stream the actual show for everyone to watch. So instead, we kind of I had this opening speech where the virtual people were allowed to watch. And then I told the virtual people, you go watch on your Netflix account and then come back in an hour and a half. That's how long it was, like a 90-minute film. And then we had a panel. And look how dope this panel was. So we had this amazing host, Arianna. He was fantastic. On the panel was Kristen Lazor. She's the producer of the film. Hey, official. And we had Arianna, who was my student, my coachee, if you will, inside the film. So she came because she lives in Jersey. She was a dream catcher before the filming started. She was I've been following Tiffany and following her tips. So Arianna, it was amazing. And so for us to share that panel, Ari asked amazing questions. And then we took questions from you guys watching virtually, questions from people in the room. I was really shocked because here's the thing. I was thinking to myself that because it was a school night. I think in here in New Jersey, at least, yesterday was the first day of school, but people came and brought their kids. What I tell you, I just love, they were there were kids in the audience and they got to watch this and have conversations with their parents afterwards. It was just such a beautiful night. And I didn't want the day to go past. I just been reflecting all day, talking to everybody on the phone of how amazing it was. And I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you've been following me, it's been a 15-year journey. There has been so many ups and certainly some of the downest downs. And yet, despite that, there is still joy to be found and had and to be shared. I hope to be an example of that. That I don't know what everyone's purpose or whatever that means, but I do know that I strive to be in alignment always with, what I believe to be right and good and true, and what I believe to be set aside for me. I've known since I was a little girl that I was created to be a teacher. And I took it literally. I thought teacher meant I had to teach in the classroom, and I did. I taught in the classroom for over 10 years. Even before that, I used to teach Sunday school when I was in high school. I babysat and taught that way. So I've been teaching almost all my life. And then when I graduated college with my business degree and realized I hated business, or at least I hated my internships, I became a school teacher and I taught preschool for over 10 years. And I just thought that that's what it was for me. I'm meant to be a teacher. So here I am in the classroom. And I did not realize that what's been set aside for me is way more expansive for me. There's nothing wrong with teaching in the classroom. Obviously, and it's one of the most important jobs out there. But for me, I was meant to learn how to teach well in the classroom. The babies taught me way more than I taught them. So if you could teach a 3 and 4-year-old, take them a place from no knowledge to knowledge, hey, you are good. And then on top of that, I got to meet all their parents, who many of them were struggling with their finances, and they were my first students. During that time, I'll be coaching parents with their personal finances. And during not that time, I'll be working with the kids, playing and doing the letter shapes, numbers, and colors. And so I hope that as you are on your journey, that not 1 minute of it is wasteful. that had I not spent that time in that little daycare center in Newark, New Jersey, and then Plainfield before that, had I not spent that time in that neighborhood where parents were economically challenged, had I not done that, had I not been born into a family where financial education was discussed, had I not had 4 sisters instead of 4 brothers, my father likely would not have taught us about money. He'd be like, your brother's gonna take care of y'all. Not 1 second of your journey is of waste. And just because you haven't used it yet does not mean it's not going to be used, you know? And so if I'm being honest, because I have learned to be like really in tuned and aligned, if I'm going to be honest, I know this is just the beginning. That despite me doing this for like 15 years, I am what I call pre-peak, meaning, you first start on your journey. It's like, let's say peak is right here. I'm right here. I ain't peaked yet, but it's coming soon. And some people stay at the peak. Like you look at Beyonce, she had been at peak for a long time, right? And then some people literally go like this and then slowly work their way down. No one stays at peak forever, but I am pre-peak. I'm telling you, just watch. Just watch. I can feel it. I've gotten very good at knowing and preparing. And I know that as long as I stay on assignment, which is to teach from a place of kindness, integrity, to give, all the blessings that I've been, not all of them, but I do believe that blessings are meant to be enjoyed and shared, and to continue to do that. Now it's financial education. I don't know what's going to be, 10, 20 years from now, but I know teaching is always on the menu for me. And I share my journey with y'all, the good, the bad, and the ugly, the tragic, because I want you to see that that's what life looks like. That even in grief, there is joy to be had. Even in struggle, there are lessons to be learned. Even in hardships, there are amazing opportunities for growth, And so I just want to say thank you, honestly. And so one of the things I will say too is, so for the movie Get Smart with Money, so it's not lost on me that my book is called Get Good with Money and the movie's called Get Smart with Money. Like it's like the setup for Tiffany, your show is next. I don't have a show now. I'm not under contract for a show, but I feel it. If you would have told me that 5 years ago, I didn't really want it. I was like, I don't want it, because I was like, I'm gearing down. That's what I was telling myself. And God was like, who? You? Girl, if you don't be quiet, I'll let you know when you're gearing down. So I'm here to be obedient and to do what has been set aside for me. And I know that whenever I am obedient, all things fall into place as they ought to. So that's what I just practice being. One of my therapists would always say that, like, when I was self-deprecating, she would say, that's not humility, Tiffany. Humility is taking up the exact amount of space. You don't want to be arrogant. Of course, that's me, Al. No. That's arrogance. And you don't want to be like, no, not me. I just want to. She's like, no. That's insecurity. Humility is taking up the exact amount of space and standing in that. And so I'm learning to do that, because I lean more toward the like, oh, maybe not me. And I really don't know how I got here. And then it's like, no, you got here because you worked hard. You got here because something has been set aside for you. You got here because of the seeds you planted, but also that you are not the only sower in your life. That's how you got here. And so I just keep that in mind. And what I love about Get Smart with Money, that there's really nothing like this on any platform. There is no, there are some things, but nothing like this. Because if you know me, I'm not a tough love, like, kind of girl. Like, you don't teach preschool and you do tough love. And not if you're teaching preschool, right? I'm a love. Meaning, if you are struggling financially, I am not here to shame you. I'm not here to blame you. I am here to provide a space for you to unleash that shame so you can seek solutions, to give voice to that shame so that shame can go away. I'm here to not tell you what to do, but to give you all the scenarios possible and as much knowledge as possible so you can make the best choice for you. When people ask me, should I buy a house? I cannot decide that for you, but I can certainly say, Here's some things that happens if you buy a house. Here's some things that happens if you don't buy a house. Here's the financial ramifications for both. But you decide, because the journey is yours alone. I'm not here to judge your decisions. That's not what teachers are here for. Teachers are here to present the information so you can make the best decision for yourself. And that's why I'm proud of Get Smart with Money on Netflix, because that's what we've been able to do. There's so much more if they have to cut out so much, because, I worked with Arianna for a year, the person that I coached on Get Smart with Money. But there's so much more that we did, the work that we did together, mindset work, budgeting and savings work, debt work, credit work, all that stuff, and at the end of the day, she gets to decide. She gets to decide what she's going to do with that information. There's going to be times when she going to fall off, you going to fall off. I have definitely fallen off. Even now to this day, I'm like, oh my God, I made a mistake in my tax in 2018. Child, I just got another bill in the dang on mail. I was like, are you kidding me? It's like the mistake that won't stop mistaking. I get one more bill from the IRS, but I gotta pay it because sis made a mistake. I made a mistake. And so as a result, here I am. And so, don't think that learning the lessons means you're never going to make mistakes. No, but the beauty of it is that I made this mistake, but guess who has the money? That's the goal. It's not to show up perfectly. It's not, because you're not going to. The goal is to have the knowledge to face those financial challenges when they do come, because they will come. That is what Get Smart with Money is all about on Netflix. And that's why I'm so proud of it, because there's no shame in it. There's no, none of the coaches operate from that space. All the coaches that were chosen, which I love, have all had their share of financial hardships. And so we came from a space of like, ooh, child, been there, done that, literally made a movie about it, And so I'm just really proud of that film. And I'm not gonna lie, I wanna see it top 10 on Netflix. So if you have not watched it, go ahead and watch it. Because the way Netflix counts, they count hours watched. So watch it. Watch it with your family, watch it with your friends, watch it on your Netflix account. But even bigger than like watching it because I want to make top 10, because, that would be great. But bigger than that, I want financial education to become mainstream. That's why I worked on the Budgetnista law, making financial education mandatory for middle school students in the state of New Jersey. That's why I teach financial education in the way that I do. Like people are like, oh my God, Tiffany is so crazy and silly. I know, because we're not going to have fear over here, financial fear over here. It's like, no, financial education can be fun. It can be silly. It can be all those things, And so I want financial education to become mainstream. I want you to understand that you don't have to have a ton of money in order to be solid financially. I trademark and coined the phrase financial wholeness. Financial wholeness is something everyone can achieve versus financial freedom only some people will achieve. One of the things I learned that when I was a teacher is that I'm not here to teach lessons that only a small group of students will be able to achieve. So like when I was teaching preschool, I'm not here to teach preschool students multiplication. Now some of them, like my nephew Roman, bro was doing multiplication when he was like 4. Great. But I'm not there to teach multiplication to the 3 and 4-year-olds. No, we hear letters, shapes, and numbers, your basic writing, basic sight words, even some beginning reading for some of the 4-year-olds if they're ready. And so the same thing as a financial educator, like I'm all for financial freedom. I certainly have reached financial freedom in a place where, not that I could buy a jet or anything like that, but that if I didn't want to work anymore, I could currently maintain my current lifestyle and not work anymore. That's great. You get a pile of money, you ain't got to work anymore, woohoo! But guess what? The average person ain't hitting that. That's multiplication in middle school. They're not hitting that now. So it doesn't mean, I'm not shaming anybody else that teaches it. That's not my ministry. That's not why I've been placed here. Obedience dictates that I teach from a place of what can the average person that I'm reaching achieve. And it's something called financial wholeness. And that is your financial fundamentals. If you can reach financial wholeness, you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. If you can reach financial wholeness, you're going to be all right. Here's what financial wholeness is. These are the 10 components of financial wholeness. 1, budgeting, savings, debt, credit, mastering these things, learning to earn. That's the first 5 foundational points of financial wholeness, financial steps, right? Those are the first 5. The next 5, investing for both retirement and wealth. There's 2 types of investing, right? Next is insurance. You have to master your insurance. Next is building a financial team. You have to, personal finance is a team sport. If you're doing it alone, you're doing it wrong. It's a team sport. Next is net worth. You want to have a positive net worth that you want to own more than you owe. And last but not least is estate planning. You might be like, I don't have an estate. You do. Do you have a bank account? You have an estate. Do you have a life insurance policy through your job? You have an estate. Do you have $5 in your pocket? You have an estate. Your stuff is an estate. Whether it's cash, whether it's physical things, whether it's policies that you have at your job, you got an estate, whether it's a business, And so those are the 10 components. I'm going to say them again so you can write them down. Get your pen and paper ready. You ready? You ready? First of all, tag your friends and your cousins because we up here chatting. So budgeting, savings, debt, credit, learning to earn, like income. First 5 components of financial wholeness. Next 5, investing. This is for retirement and wealth. Investing for retirement is making sure your older self is okay. Investing for wealth is increasing your current lifestyle and leaving a legacy for your heirs. Retirement comes first, right? Then insurance, right? Insurance is not just I have health insurance. You got a pet insurance. You have an apartment, renter's insurance. Insurance for life insurance, so just all forms of insurance. Disability insurance, insurance, mastering insurance. So you don't need all those things necessarily, but knowing what insurance you need and not being uninsured. Net worth. Do you own more than you owe? Your financial team. Your financial team might be an accountability partner. Maybe it's you and your sister working on it together. Maybe you have a financial advisor. Maybe you have an accountant. Maybe you have an attorney because you have a business. Your financial team sometimes is just your kids and your spouse and your partner. Okay. But somebody else who's working on your finances together with you. And last but not least, estate planning. Those are the 10 components of financial wholeness. Okay. And so, that book is called, so actually my book is called, Get Good with Money. So the show is called Get Smart with Money. My book is called Get Good with Money. You can actually go to getgoodwithmoney.com and get my book. And so I want everybody, this is what I want for everybody before I jump off. I want everybody, let's make a pledge here today. We're going to say, I will. I want everybody before the end of this weekend to sit down and watch Get Smart with Money and have a conversation with someone who is affected by your financial choices. Maybe it's your mom, your dad, maybe it's your partner, maybe it's your kids who are old enough. Like my niece Amelia is 5. They watch Netflix because they love, like, what is that called? Gabby's Dollhouse, whatever Netflix foolishness they be watching. I call it Ratchet Baby TV. Right? So she loves that. Do you know? So my sister had pulled up Netflix tonight and she called me and she's like, do you know Amelia was like, oh, mommy, let's watch that one. Because it was the icon of my film. Because my African name is Adochi, so they call me Auntie Ado. She said, let's watch that one with Auntie Ado. Isn't that amazing? She's 5 years old. And I was like, wow. Because the other day I had showed her on my phone because I knew she'd be impressed because she, these kids be 2 years old. They know how to pull up Netflix, Tuesday shows. She had pulled up Netflix and I said, do you know that Auntie Ado is on Netflix? She was like, you are? I said, yes. So I showed her. So I couldn't believe she remembered. This was like 2 weeks ago or maybe a week or so ago, but I showed her. And you know what she said? She looked at it and I could tell the wheels were spinning because she watches her favorite Ratchet Baby TV on Netflix. And Amelia is like that is me when I was her age. Sassy and wild. And she looked at it and she said, that's you on Netflix? I said, yeah. She was like, I want to be on Netflix. And I was like, that's right. Representation matters so much. Because she's like, you on Netflix like Gabby of Gabby's Dollhouse? Like Number Blocks? Like, is Paw Patrol on Netflix? I don't even know. Right? But like, what? If you can be on Netflix, so can I. So can I. And I just, yes, Get Smart with Money. That is the name of the show. So I want to see a bunch of I will, watch Get Smart with Money by Sunday, because we're going to come back and we're going to have a Q&A chat about it. Okay. I don't know if it's going to be on Sunday or Saturday, but make sure you sign up for my text messaging so you don't miss it. So I'll text y'all. We're going to watch Netflix Get Smart with Money. So on Sunday we can have a chat and we could do a lesson. You can ask, we'll do it literally just a Q&A, and you can ask me a bunch of questions about your personal. I have not done that in so long, about your finances, and I'll answer as many as possible. Okay? I will, right? You're going to watch it again. Watch Get Smart with Money on Netflix. We're going to have a chat sometime this weekend. I'll text out. We'll do it again. YouTube, y'all over here. Definitely y'all over here on Instagram. So you're gonna watch Get Smart with Money. Have a conversation with someone in your in your family, someone who's affected by your financial lessons. Watch it together, and then we will chat about it. You get to ask questions. You get to watch. Even if it's not an advice that you saw me give, best believe there's no advice that any of the other coaches gave that I would not give as well. So we could talk about all those things. We could talk about financial wholeness. We could talk about credit. We could talk about debt. We could talk about all those things. How to earn more. Investing. We could talk about all those things. Okay. You're going to watch it tonight. All right. Get Smart with Money. Watch it tonight. Let's chat about it this weekend. It's not just with me, but chat about it with your significant other. Even better, when we have our live chat, I'm trying to think we should do it like on Twitter. I don't even know. We'll figure out where we're going to do it, but I'll text y'all. We'll have our live chat. And if you're, maybe you got a significant other that's like, I have a question, sit them down. We all chat together. Okay. So what's the assignment? Teacher Tiffany, someone type the assignment. What we going to do? Watch Get Smart with Money by when? Sunday, right? So that means I have to go live on Sunday. So it's going to be Sunday. I'm going to go live on Sunday. So that gives you some time. Watch Get Smart with Money by Sunday. It'll probably be Sunday in the evening because I know people got kids and things. So I'll probably say, usually I like to go live around like 8-ish because it lets I'm on the East Coast. It lets the West Coast kind of catch up. So watch Get Good with Money, Sunday Eastern Standard Time, likely 8 p.m., likely. And then we're going to have a live chat. I'll get to answer your questions. We're going to lean in. Okay. Yes. All right. All right. So I hope you guys enjoy. Oh, one last thing. So you can keep up. Go ahead on to textbudgetnista.com. Just go. So that way, because that's what, whenever I go live, I just use the text to just say, hey, I'm going live. That way, because people forget. So go to textbudgetnista.com. When we jump off, textbudgetnista.com. Someone type it in the comments, textbudgetnista.com. And then we will be able to, I'll text you like on Sunday. They'd be like, hey, going live in an hour. Don't forget. Okay. All right. Yes. Let's lean in. I'm just looking at it. Turn on watching it now. Awesome. Started watching earlier today, and so far so good. Awesome. Yep. And while you're watching it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't just watch it. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Only if you like it, though. You ain't got to give a thumbs up if you don't like it. But yeah, watch it. People can set notifications from your page too. Yes, they can. If you're not a mentee, yeah. The mentees, we're going to talk about mentorship later. Yeah, watch. Tell other people, give it a thumbs up. Like I said, join the text message list so you don't forget. All right, y'all. All right, Instagram, we're going to say goodnight to you first. Good night, Instagram. See you later, alligator. See you later. See you later, should I post it? Afterward. No, I don't think so. Afterward, crocodile. That's why I sing my niece and nephew. Afterward, crocodile. All right. Good night, y'all.